Welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. It's the Dolphins in control of the football as we get back to the action in the first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off of play action. Tagovailoa looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
His kick is good.
Extra point up and good by Bullock.
Bengals 7.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 right at the 30. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick six. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. But it'll be second down. First carry now for Jordan Howard. A very tough run, but for a pretty short gain out near the 32. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The numbers for Howard a week ago: 14 carries, 61 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
And his throw is incomplete.
Tagovailoa's pass intended for...
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And Wilson has it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 26. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Tagovailoa's pass.
The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. That'll bring up second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Sanders' kick is good.
The kick is...
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Bengals getting set to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And
it got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
34 yards.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to number 18.
A.J. Green hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Randy Bullock lining up for the point.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offense once again, and their running back Jordan Howard to end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll begin with a handoff to Howard. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
2 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Tua again. This is Howard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33.
Brought down by Josh Bynes. Tackled back at the 33-yard line.
Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that is incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
26-yard line.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. Throwing on 1st down. Jarvis. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this 1st drive. Instead, 2nd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Well, some credit there to A.J. Green, because he's so tough to cover. Sometimes he causes those penalties.
And he's one of the more difficult guys to cover in the NFL because of his ability to do just about anything on a route. Hard to do. Creates a lot of pass interference calls.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Incomplete.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Airing one out for Boyd. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
It's caught at the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the 1st quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked, and there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But now it's 3rd and goal. And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Coverage that time by Bobby McCain.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
A 24-yard attempt.
Bullock's kick is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
Bengals 16. Dolphins 3.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Dolphins take over first down.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for them to start things out. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And it's taken in at the 9. Spins by. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair.
He's got him in, complete, past the 20, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
25 yards.
Getting set to go again on offense. Here's Devontae Parker now. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. The 30, 20, 10, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Matt Breida, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer.
40 extra points.
Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
To return it, Darius Phillips. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
return. The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own.
There's A.J. Green as he gets set to go again on offense. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yard?
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
No, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. One,
and this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
That catch was simply spectacular. These guys are athletic marvels nowadays, these receivers. The way they go up and get the football and to one-hand catch it the way they do, they really work at their game.
Bullet good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Grant sets to return it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Miami Dolphins. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
They'll take over.
2nd interception for him now here in this first half, and you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because
that's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 37 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. He'll buy some time right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but not. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be at practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
25-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 2nd down now, it's Howard, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Ball carrier.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And that will be incomplete.
That can be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
fielded at the 20. And he spins through. And he'll be out right at the 35. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just... That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. C.J. Uzomah. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Yeah, this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
25-yard line.
Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I guess they don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Tagovailoa. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And he completes it to Wilson. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. That'll be complete to Breida. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Matt Breida as the 1st half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps. But they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the 2nd.
They still need to regroup, and they still need to end the 2nd quarter strong. A little bit of time left. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. On the return, Phillips. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. So we've come to halftime after and just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Dolphins 17.
The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. On the return, Phillips. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10. at their own 27-yard line.
All right, here now a look at A.J. Green. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know when that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful. After what they've faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Complete.
A.J. Green, 67 yards. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control.
Point after.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. 3rd quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been there first. And it's 3rd down now. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Incomplete.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
Tua now on first down. Wilson's got it complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Albert Wilson.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Intended for Albert Wilson.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Tua. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Matt Hawk in punt formation.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt them. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Bengals grab it. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
To A.J. Green.
A.J. Green there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Tua Tagovailoa and the offense heading back out. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season.
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to A.J. Green.
A.J. Green there to make the grab. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6.
Randy Bullock.
And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes, someone delivering it accurately, offensive line giving them time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
This will be fielded at the 17. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's A.J. Green as he gets set to go again on offense. He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys is being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
That one goes for 24 yards. On first down, Jarvis. And this is taking him one-handed. What a catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorb.
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to number
A.J. Green there to make the grab. And this offense is running away with this one.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Miami set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 31-yard line.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, and it's 3rd and 4. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. To a hit, and the ball is out. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards.
The Bengals take over first.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself. But you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green, and they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, and I got a chance to put some more points on the board. I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of it. That's just who they are.
To a hit, and the ball is out.
Tagovailoa sack.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, you dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
And out now, here come the Bengals. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, 73 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Up for the point after.
We've seen that a time or two over the years from A.J. Green, long, explosive touchdown catches.
And he is so good at playing the ball in the air and going over the top of people to make catches. I think his teammates call it playing a little bit of hoops or playing above the rim. He's fantastic at it and continues to get better as his career progresses.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd down, Tua. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Miami Dolphins. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Tua. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense is going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
Here's Matt Hawk now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. Green brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give them 32 on the play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Cincinnati.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this? The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Tua sets up to pass it. He gets it into the arms of Parker. Complete. And all the way down to the 35. Parker. It's a big play there for Miami. 44 yards. He'll get this into the hands of Breida.
Today's
a big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cincinnati, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2.
There were some incredible players this year. Tommy Matthews, for instance, had a spectacular season. But it's the other half of the Heartbreak Kids that really stood out, mainly because he didn't quite live up to his counterpart on the field. These two guys have been battling it out as frenemies since high school, and that rivalry doesn't seem to be dissipating anytime soon. Tommy clearly outclassed his friend in the early stages of their career, kind of like Peter Schrager and I, only in this case, I'm Tommy. But seriously, even though Tommy may have the upper hand at this stage, I wouldn't count out his other half just yet. We've seen what he's capable of as a game changer in the past. So, if he can keep growing as a player, I think this rivalry can even out, unlike the one Peter and I have.
So after a long struggle, you were finally named the starter. Talk about an intense experience.
It was a heck of a year, that's for sure. And it taught me a valuable lesson. My actions, good or bad, would have consequences. Still, I was looking forward to what the next season would bring.
Thinking back, what part of the process did you enjoy the most?
The crowds went totally wild when all of us stepped out of the tunnel and onto the field. Talk about a major adrenaline rush. It was just after camp, and Coach called me in to talk about the preseason games. I didn't think anything of it at the time. It was the first of many moments that would eventually snowball into something much bigger.
Tonight, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's week 2 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Joe Reed returning. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Herbert, and his first look is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, but it's going to be 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. He's got Allen, and he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
What you talking about, Rick?
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Herbert. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5". On 1st and 10, Jarvis. Oh, he's going to got his man complete. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, an 80-yard touchdown, and the Bengals are going to take a 1st quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You say, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10. at their own 23-yard line.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive, and they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
To the 48-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Second and 11 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Herbert now on second down. He'll find Williams on the slant. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Chargers.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen.
Herbert's back.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
It's a gain of
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
at the 31-yard
From
line.
the shotgun, here's Herbert throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
At the 6-yard line.
To the air again, Herbert.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
That's caught inside the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards.
10 at the 20.
These two teams all tied after one.
End of the first quarter with the score tied 7-7.
Throwing on first down. Jarvis going for it all. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. To throw again. Jarvis looking for the end zone. Green's open and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends ends with a Bengals score. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
First down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. And that was Carlos Dunlap who got in to take him down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. And that will be incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. They hear a few words from his...
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't
it? Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air. There goes Green. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10. At their own 33.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Complete. It's Henry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
The Charger ball carrier.
Well, the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs. They'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Open man, it's Allen. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. Herbert Setting up to throw on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again. Herbert throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. And it's 3rd down. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 3rd and long, it's Herbert. And it's complete. Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown.
To Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return, Phillips. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Take over 1st and 10.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Green once again the intended receiver. The final shot before break. Jarvis. And now it's 2nd down. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. So we're at halftime here. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
21. Chargers 14.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Here's Harris to return it. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you turn.
He's got a man, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, he's certainly trying to earn his way into some more looks in the offense once the regular season heats up. If he continues to make plays like that, I think QB...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. T. Higgins, 31 yards. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And if you blinked, you probably missed that touchdown drive. It happened in a hurry.
I was just putting mustard on my hot dog, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. I've got to do a better job of paying attention with this quick strike offense.
I thought you were going to tell your wife about the hot dogs in the booth thing.
I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Complete. It's Johnson. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A gain of 13. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stick from the gun. Rolling to his right. He's going to take off with it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals have recovered it.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, you got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, they frustrated these receivers tonight, really held down the passing game, but there got the penalty.
Fine line between aggressive, good coverage, and interference, and they crossed it on that play.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at the 45. He goes right back to Higgins, and this time he's got it. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
At their own 25.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
9 yards to go.
A shotgun throw for Stick. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
A loss of 3 yards.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
6-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, 1st down. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins there to make the grab. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now this will make it into the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Off play action, it's Stick. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week one, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47.
30-yard line.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Drew Sample, 70 yards. And this offense continues to pour it on. And, you know, you and I praise tight ends in today's game a lot for being just like a bigger body wide receiver. Boy, a play that long from that position, you just didn't used to see that as much.
No, you were really just counting on the tight end position to catch the football and get what they got on the catch. And now it's the run after the catch that makes them so dangerous. Hard to bring those big guys down when they get rolling.
Couldn't bring him down here. Got into the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
25-yard line.
The football going back to the Rams now. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. Past the 20, 10, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. 85 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, he'll let one go deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 34. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
You're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down, Los Angeles.
Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen here to Justin Jackson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Not much there, only a yard.
1 yard gain.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
The quarterback sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And that is incomplete.
And that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On is the Chargers punter now. He's been terrific so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Harris now to return. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. Sliding out of the pocket. Now on the run. He'll throw it back. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 29.
That's good.
A big play there for the Bengals. 43 yards. 1st and 10. And they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, 29 yards. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone to give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
An extra point by Moore, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10.
He's out of bounds.
They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion. So now here's 3rd and 10. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by Pierre Desir. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, You're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Chargers 4-yard line.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, they had the feeling they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
88.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now stick. It's caught by Jackson. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield, and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
A gain of 5.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Stick to throw once more. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
And the Chargers.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, it's Stick. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Quarterback is sacked.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Fights free yet again. And he'll get this out past the 20-yard line, so the decision to bring it out nets him a yard or 2.
22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Burrow will throw. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. T. Higgins was the intended target. And it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. And got his man, complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Good. Extra point by Mara, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more.
21.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Harris to return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over.
There he goes, right side. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often...
With one solid performance to kick things off, the press wanted to know if and how we could keep that up. But it was still the preseason. Little did I know the impact my answer would have down the road. I got a note the assistant GM wanted to see me a few weeks later, and I thought I might be in trouble. But it turned out to be something totally different. The assistant GM made his notes, and he thanked me. You can imagine my surprise when I read later that we'd actually signed him. The next day we were doing a meet and greet in the locker room when Coach came in and told us to suit up. We had a training plan, and And once we had our cleats laced up and our helmets on, we hit that practice field.
Fellas, we're not done yet. We still got more practice to go. We've had a good week so far. Let's make sure we finish the same way. Sunday's opponent is a tough one, so we need to be great out here today, okay?
The pressure is on. This one is for the gold.
Hey man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you and this team. And as long as you keep moving in the right direction, we're gonna be just fine.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. Ready, ready. This is your last opportunity. Let's go for gold.
Hey man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you and this team. And as long as you keep moving in the right direction, we're gonna be just fine.
If practice makes perfect, then we had just had one that was close to ideal. And we weren't the only ones who thought so. We had made a big splash in the preseason, and the regular season was just a week away. It was time to ride that wave and hope we didn't wipe out.
This is the player card. Here you can see your strengths and weaknesses by looking at your archetype ratings. This is your development trait. Superstar and Superstar X Factor players will progress faster over time. You can improve your development trait by being one of the top performers in the league at your position.
today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The ball on the tee. We're set for football, and we are underway from Ford Field. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions take over first and
Detroit gearing up for their opening drive here, led by Matthew Stafford, the veteran, former #1 pick back in 2009. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
it's a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 22-yard line.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but now it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And it is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. Pulled in at the 24. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
43-yard line.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught at the 20. For a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, 57 yards. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play. Yeah.
That too.
1-yard line.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time, but it'll be 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again. Stafford. His throw incomplete. Carry on Johnson, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. To the air again. Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 42. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
1st and 10.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Ball carrier. He's tackled.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, here's Stafford. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Stafford sacked.
But now it takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, right, running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. He's got it in, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
This taken in about 4 yards deep.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards, a 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for them.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Oh, he lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Bengals have recovered it.
The quarterback sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by...
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Following the fumble recovery, Jarvis, he's going to air it out deep for Green. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengals TD. A.J. Green doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
3rd down.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Green once again the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. He'll buy some time running. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. Rolling to his right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Touchdown.
A.J. Green on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. Now Crosby for the point after. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The conversion is no good on the fake.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Carry on Johnson, the ball.
And they'll work from the 29 on second and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now second down.
Operating from the gun with Stafford. Johnson's got it complete.
Stafford's pass complete to carry on Johnson.
The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Galladay, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A first down carry here for Johnson. They'll get 3 up to midfield.
Stafford hands to carry on.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay.
The throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up on the corner, Bradley Roby. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Extra point try now for Crosby. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra.
I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense set to take over. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is this. Let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They were looking for Johnson that time, but it's going to be second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
All right, here now a look at A.J. Green. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quick...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control.
For the extra point.
One play. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And it comes along.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra.
Now they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked out officially at the 21.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. And his throw here is incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Look at this spin.
Balance.
Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver. A final shot before break. Jarvis. Bring up 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here on... All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here's A.J. Green as he gets set to go again on offense. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route, or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll air this one out for Boyd. He's got it with the 15. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. 65 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. From the gun, Stafford, and that will be incomplete.
Now, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
This is taken at the 23. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Their own 43.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. The last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th. He's got it at the 15. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, 57 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. When A.J. Green's on the field, something exciting usually happens, and that was certainly exciting.
Superior route runner, superior hands, superior body control, but I love the way he reacts to the football in the air. Finds it, locates it, and goes and gets it before the defensive backs can react.
Territory, coughs up the football.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up.
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to number 18.
A.J. Green
Touchdown.
there to make the grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now Crosby for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Bengals 60, Lions nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this carries into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
33-yard line.
Now a throw for the left sideline. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Stafford throwing on target to Jones. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up
and just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Yard line.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he stopped after a gain of one. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
The ball carrier. The tackle by Logan Wilson brings up third down.
Stafford on third down. They'll bring up fourth down as his Cincy defense stands up on third.
For TJ.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complimentary football.
The gun is made complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for first and 10. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. You can have the rights in football as well.
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
Escaping the pressure right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Green once again the intended receiver, and it's third down. So now third and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Deron Harmon right there on the coverage.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get high.
63.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Brings up third and
faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Brought down back at the 43-yard line.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on second and long. Stafford dumping it off for Johnson. There'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. The Lions on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is third and 4. The slant to Jones. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Another big play and another Lion first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On first down, it's Stafford. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A gain of 6 there on first.
15-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, you've got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well, because one mistake could turn into 6 points.
On 2nd and goal, Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Intended for...
Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
28-yard line.
All right, here now a look at A.J. Green. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it, get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes when you have the hot hand or a person who's just really taking care of business in their part of the field, you have to keep going back to him.
Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver. 3rd down here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Well, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Exercising futility right now, still down big.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down, but congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Bengals, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory.
We were all riding high after the win. Back in the locker room, I checked my phone and saw tons of rumors about players who wanted to be traded to our team. I figured it couldn't hurt to mention it to the assistant GM, and sure enough, when I brought it up, he was more than receptive.
Didn't your offense have a nickname that year? What was it?
We were setting out to smash records and win championships, so we thought history in the making was appropriate.